Okay, that was getting really long. And the reason I even consider it is because someone last year said, Mr. Taylor, your tutorials are too long. You need to make them shorter. And you can imagine the railing he got because no one talks to me that way and gets away with it. So, okay, so this thing, I keep going down here and I can't see what I'm doing. Super annoying. So how do you hide something? Let me get out of expert mode here. So we want to see it here in our outliner. This plane right here is plain annoying. So what can we do to hide it? Well, Control H will hide something. How do we get it back? Control Shift H. All right, will you remember those hotkeys? Probably if we do it enough. All right, so I'm Control Hing there. What could I also do? There is this nifty thing called Attribute Editor over here. And if we had this selected, we can go to our P-plane here, go to Display, and Visibility. Okay? So there's all this stuff, different ways to do things. I prefer hotkeys because I find that the Attribute Editor gets pretty full and gets to be confusing with all these tabs. So I like to learn the hotkeys, and I think it's a better way. Because look at how far we had to go in here to find that, right? And we could have just Control Shift H with the outliner, with the item selected in the outliner over here, okay? I get it. You're not going to remember that one right away, but we'll continue to use it. I'm going to continue to remind you about things that we have learned while we're working. Okay, so what were we doing over here? We were taking care of some of, what's the key term? Some of you guessed it, tearing issues. Because they tear at my heart and they tear at my eyes, and tearing is just not right. Going back to faces, select this right here. Which projection method do I need to fix this with? Z-axis. Apply. Okay. Just getting rid of the tearing makes it look a lot better, even if the scaling is wrong on some of them. Like the scaling here on this texture is way smaller than this one. It doesn't look as bad because the tearing grabs our eyes and makes us think, wow, this looks horrible. An amateur did this. Thanks a lot. Okay? But I guess like they said, haters gotta hate. So I'm gonna select both of these. Which one am I gonna use? Y-axis. Why do I keep saying this annoyingly enough? Because I want you to remember and never forget. And I don't want you to come and ask me, now explain tearing again. Explain which axes I need to pick for planar projections. You're going to be expert at planar projections after this tutorial because you've done it so much. Okay, I think now would be a great time to admire the beautiful things we have created. Looks like we still have some unbeautiful things in here going on. So we're going to take care of that tearing real quick. And since we have this rounded object, instead of using a planar projection, what could we use? Oh, here's another problem. Remember when I had extrude set to 31 levels every time? Here's the result of that. So in the next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to fix an error like this where you have too much detail. Okay, I'll see you then.